So I thought I would share one of the most valuable work experiences that I have had thus far. This was an experience where I was a marketing and sales intern at a startup in Washington, D.C. So for me, that was a pretty perfect scenario because I am somebody that is extremely passionate about technology and entrepreneurship. And given the concept for the idea and my belief in its potential success, I was extremely driven in my work and driven to help the success of the app. So the concept for the app was modeled around what is known as the share economy. So examples of that are bike shares, car shares. So essentially it's the concept of a large group of people sharing a valuable resource. And this generally occurs in a city, somewhere like Washington, D.C., where things like Capital Bike Share, Car2Go, and Zipcar are extremely popular. And in this case, what the founder of this app and a digital agency decided to do was take this concept and apply it to batteries to charge your phone. So the business model involved having bars, restaurants, gyms, and other locations of interest across the city sign up as partners to this business. And in those locations, there would be a charging station of batteries in which users would reserve a battery from one location, charge their phone with that battery, and then return it to either that same location or any other location across the city. And for doing so, they would pay $3 an hour. As long as you didn't hit the next hour, you were only charged those $3. So this was in part the convenience of being able to charge your phone when you're on the go, especially considering in a city like DC, where people tend to be very active and you don't want to be tethered down to a single location, especially as you might use your phone for transportation, communication, and all that sort of things. So in exchange for being a partner with us, these locations had the added benefit of foot traffic that they might not otherwise have. And then for every transaction that was executed at their store, they received 50 cents out of those $3 we were charging users. So my job in this company, in this startup, was to primarily grow the user base. So I would do this through guerrilla marketing and social media marketing. And when I say guerrilla marketing, that means simply going out into the street and approaching pedestrians. So for me, initially, that was somewhat of an uncomfortable thing to do, but slowly as I got into it, I started to develop a script. And it was something that really got me out of that comfort zone and helped me work on social skills along with some sales and pitching skills. And it was a good opportunity for me to develop on skills that I now very much so cherish. Some other concepts for my work involved the social media side, so I would run campaigns on Twitter and Facebook. Another part of my responsibility included acquiring and training new merchants. So I would go into the stores and train the employees of those stores on how to use our system. From their end, their requirements included checking that a user had properly reserved a battery at that location. And then when a user came to return the battery, they would take this QR code that was attached to the charging station, present it to the user so that they could use their camera to scan the code and essentially stop the timer on the user's rental. While I was working this job, I really enjoyed being in a close-knit, collaborative environment where I worked closely with self-taught coders, filmmakers, editors, animators, and the founder himself, who was very much of entrepreneurial instincts. It was just this extremely creative and fast-moving environment that I really cherished, and a place where I was able to bring my ideas to the table, not only for the app startup, but also for the main aspect of the digital agency. And so I was also able to get experience in different areas. I got exposure to filming, editing, a very little bit of coding, and it was just a good experience for me to see what type of work environment I enjoy the most. And this collaborative type of work environment was exactly what motivated me the most.